Okay, as usual, we'll go through our kind of deductive process. So the first on the list is our sight. So let's give that thing a 45-degree angle and hold up against a white piece of paper. I'm going to guess, I mean, this is actually pretty rich. I'm putting this at almost like a light gold. Unless anyone wants to correct my eyesight.
It looks like gold to me. So.
Yeah,
I was thinking straw.
Straw.
So like a straw color.
Well, instead of holding it up, you might want to
hold it more down.
Yeah, you might want to go down and then hold it against like a white backdrop. But all right, let's give it a little swirl and see if see how leggy this thing is. Now, I don't know, for me, these are dropping pretty fast.
I don't. Oh, there they are.
So, and that'll be the kind of the typical, unless you're going with a really hot area. Though, I mean, Lacole, it is kind of a hotter area. So, I mean, your typical Chardonnay is going to be somewhere between 12 and 13, but I wouldn't put it past something from Walla Walla to be kind of more on that like 14 range. But the legs on this thing are sort of grippy, so I'd probably say 13.5 just to be safe. And now let's see. Survey says 14.5. All right, so let's give this thing a swirl and a sniff. All right, so what are people getting from this?
Maybe like peach or apricot.
Yeah, there's definitely some stone fruit in there.
Yeah. Please press.
She had the older boy.
What was that?
She had some stuff on
anyone else getting pear?
No.
I'm getting, but like green apple and pear is what I'm getting.
Okay.
Definitely getting like fruity notes.
Now that you've kind of got those in your head, swirl it around again and give it another sniff, and see if you can get out, if you can find earthy notes, a little bit of like honey and stone.
That's what he was saying, earthy notes.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting earthy.
Like potting soil, I don't know.
I get more of that fruit.
Okay, well, let's give this thing a taste and see if it matches what we've been saying we smell. So, cheers, everybody.
Roast.
Gambay.
I like it.
This is the school?
Yes. The school.
That was way creamier than I was expecting for my first big mouthful. Because I'd been sipping on it before, but getting a big, kind of swallow in there. Huh. Actually has a bit more malolactic fermentation than I was kind of expecting. But at the same time, it's still got some acid to it. So it's not, like a full buttery. It's almost like they took mostly, kind of more of that acidic Chardonnay, but then they aged in oak so that you get the vanilla without a lot of the butter, because I'm getting a lot more wood than I'm getting butter.
I think mine's really buttery, but I have a substitution, so it may be a little different.
Oh, you couldn't find the Le Col? So which one? I can't remember which one you got.
The Columbia crest.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that but you know, considering that it's still, you know, Columbia Valley, that and this is where you're always kind of seeing, you know, what we're experiencing or hearing what we're experiencing, and now with the difference that you're tasting in it, you know, now you can kind of match that up to, okay, so what did the winemaker do differently to make that wine comparatively to the one that we've got? All right, so now to the really fun part. Let's see what this thing starts pairing with, and then if you do encounter something spectacular, definitely let the class know.
I like how it pairs with the drunken goat cheese. Got a nice creamy complement to each other.
So I wonder if it's bringing out some other. Is it now? Which flavors is it bringing out? Is it bringing out more of the kind of like almost like funky and grass, or is it more of like the citrus notes? Like
More citrus and cream,
okay.
and then some of the salt from the cheese.
So for those of you that are new, I know we've got a couple of new people in here, to kind of really get the best flavor interactions between the two is sip the wine first, kind of prime your palate, and then take your little bite of whatever you're going to be, you know, having it with, start chewing it around. But before that last swallow, go ahead and essentially wash it down with another sip. And that's where you'll start to kind of really see those interactions play out on your tongue.
Oh, I do like it with the Belvedere. I think I just like the Belvedere. I don't know.
Which one's called?
It's the
So kind of like you, Ray, I did the Trader Joe's like Bonanza. And so for this wine, I chose this. It was like a Mexican chicken with like citrus zest and plantains. And it's the plantains that are really doing it. For some reason, that just a little bit of creaminess with effectively a, you know, kind of honeyed or, you know, that caramelized plantain is goddamn good.
Oh, it's really good with the salmon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Salmon and Chardonnay are like marriage in heaven.
Oh my gosh. It is so good. And it's like the sweet and the wasabi and
Not wasabi, miso.
miso, sorry. I said wasabi.
Did I?
Yeah.
I didn't mean that.
So,
Whatever.
Corey, you just had the pad thai for your whites.
Yeah, so I did a spicy pad thai from this little place down the road, and it really brings out like the sweetness of the pad thai even after the heat.
Oh,
I'm really enjoying it right now.
Yeah, a lot of your, you know, because I mean, alcohol actually starts to kind of takes away a lot of that capsaicin. So, yeah, usually though with pad thai or any type of spicy Asian, I usually recommend more of like almost like a sweet, like a sweet Riesling, just because much in the same way as like a Thai tea, that it's the sugar
Chips.
that really kind of binds with the capsaicin, and all of a sudden it's like a reset button, for no matter how hot it is, you all of a sudden it just wipes it away.
No, it completely negates it. And then like you get this sudden wave after it's already been washed down. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a basic girl. Like pumpkin spice is great with pumpkin. That's about it.
Did I hear pumpkin spice?
I have pumpkin spice cheddar. My daughter made me get it. She said, "You have to be basic, Mom."
No. See, well, here's the thing: is that I actually love fall for all those pumpkin spice items, because with the last two, because I mean, essentially, what pumpkin spice is mostly just your baking spices, and most of your reds are going to have some element of that spice box, nutmeg, cinnamon, clove to it, that is going to kind of make that come to the forefront.
So you should try that with the red.
And I'm expecting that both mostly the intrinsic, not as much with the boom boom, but definitely that intrinsic cab with pumpkin is probably going to do pretty well.
Well, I have some pumpkin bread too, guys. You can try that. Like that.
All right.
Always looking for good breakfast food to have with wine.
Clearly.
What's that?
So
She had said, "Oh, I have pumpkin bread. We can try that." And I said, "I'm always looking for good breakfast food to have with wine."